America, the land of the free, a place where dreams are made and freedom is cherished. But this freedom has not always been equally shared by all its citizens. But it wasn't always so free for everyone, especially when it came to love. The color of your skin could determine your fate in ways that are hard to imagine today. Back in the day, your skin color could dictate who you could marry. Crazy, right? It seems almost unbelievable now, but this was the harsh reality for many. Imagine being told you can't marry the person you love because of their race. The pain, the heartbreak, the injustice of it all. This was not just a social taboo, it was enforced by law. That was the reality for many Americans for a long time. Interracial couples faced immense societal pressure and legal barriers that made their love a battleground. Laws actually forbade interracial marriage. These were not just unwritten rules, but codified laws that dictated who you could and couldn't love. These laws were rooted in prejudice and discrimination. They were designed to maintain a social order that kept races separate and unequal. These laws weren't just words on paper. They had real consequences. Families were torn apart and lives were shattered. People were arrested, fined, even thrown in jail. The legal system was used as a tool of oppression, enforcing these unjust laws with an iron fist, all because they dared to love someone society deemed different. Their love was a revolutionary act, challenging the status quo and fighting for a future where love knows no bounds. The struggle for interracial couples was part of the larger civil rights movement. They stood alongside others, fighting for equality, justice, and the right to love freely. One landmark case, Loving v. Virginia, changed everything. Richard and Mildred Loving, an interracial couple, took their fight to the Supreme Court. Their courage and determination led to a historic ruling in 1967 that struck down laws banning interracial marriage. It was a monumental victory for love and equality. Today, we celebrate the progress we've made. Interracial couples can marry freely, and love is no longer bound by the color of one's skin. But we must remember the struggles and sacrifices that paved the way for this freedom. As we look back, we honor those who fought for love and equality. Their legacy reminds us that love is a powerful force that can overcome even the deepest divides. America, the land of the free, continues to evolve, and as we move forward, let us carry the lessons of the past with us, striving for a future where love truly knows no bounds. These weren't new rules. They were a continuation of a long history of racial discrimination and segregation in the United States. After slavery ended in 1865, many states, especially in the South, passed laws to keep black people and white people separate. These laws were designed to maintain the social and economic hierarchy that had existed during slavery. These were called Jim Crow laws. Named after a blackface minstrel show character, these laws institutionalized a number of economic, educational, and social disadvantages for African Americans. These laws affected everything: schools, restaurants, even drinking fountains. And of course, marriage. Public transportation, hospitals, and even cemeteries were segregated. The goal was to keep black people and white people as separate as possible in every aspect of life. States like Virginia had laws specifically banning interracial marriage. These laws were known as anti-miscegenation laws, and they were strictly enforced. Couples who defied these laws faced severe penalties, including imprisonment. These laws were meant to preserve a racial hierarchy, with white people on top. They were designed to reinforce the idea that black people were inferior and to keep them in a subordinate position in society. These laws were deeply unfair. They denied black people basic human rights and treated them as second-class citizens. But the injustice of these laws did not go unchallenged. They treated people as unequal based solely on their race, but people fought back. Civil rights activists organized protests, boycotts, and legal challenges to fight against these discriminatory laws. They challenged these laws in court, risking their freedom for the right to love. Landmark cases such as Loving v. Virginia played a crucial role in dismantling these oppressive laws. The courage and determination of those who fought against Jim Crow laws paved the way for greater equality and justice in America. The fight against these laws was long and difficult, but it was ultimately successful. The bravery of those who stood up against injustice serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of fighting for equality and human rights. Today we continue to build on the legacy of those who fought against segregation and discrimination. While there is still work to be done, the progress that has been made is a testament to the power of resilience and the enduring fight for justice. Slowly, things started to change. In 1948, California's Supreme Court ruled against its own ban on interracial marriage. This was a huge victory, the first of its kind. Other states followed suit, but progress was slow. Many states, particularly in the South, clung to their discriminatory laws. The fight for marriage equality was far from over, but each legal victory chipped away at the wall of segregation. These cases showed the absurdity and cruelty of denying people the freedom to marry whom they choose. Then came 1967, a year that would forever change the landscape of civil rights in America. A landmark case emerged that year, Loving v. Virginia. Richard Loving, a white man, and Mildred Jeter, a black woman, were married in Washington, D.C. in 1958, defying the social norms of their time. But when they returned to their home state of Virginia, they were arrested in the middle of the night, simply for being an interracial couple. Their crime? Violating Virginia's Racial Integrity Act, a law that banned interracial marriage and was rooted in the belief of racial purity. Despite the threat of imprisonment, the Lovings refused to be separated. Their love and determination became a symbol of resistance. With the help of the American Civil Liberties Union, they fought their case all the way to the Supreme Court, challenging the very foundation of racial segregation in marriage laws. On June 12, 1967, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously in favor of the Lovings, a decision that resonated across the nation. They declared Virginia's law unconstitutional, stating that it violated the 14th Amendment, which guarantees equal protection under the law. This landmark decision struck down similar laws in 16 other states, dismantling the legal barriers to interracial marriage. It was a major victory for love and equality, paving the way for future generations to marry whomever they choose, regardless of race. The Loving v. Virginia case became a cornerstone of the civil rights movement, highlighting the importance of fighting for justice and equality. Today, the legacy of the Lovings lives on, reminding us that love knows no boundaries and that the fight for equality is ongoing. Their story is taught in schools, celebrated in films, and remembered in memorials, ensuring that their courage and love continue to inspire. As we reflect on this big win in Virginia, we honor the Lovings and all those who have fought for the right to love freely and equally. Their victory is a testament to the power of love and the enduring fight for civil rights. Section 5. Changes across the country. The Loving case was a turning point. It didn't erase prejudice overnight, but it sent a powerful message. Love is love, regardless of race. It paved the way for greater acceptance of interracial relationships. Over the next few decades, interracial marriage rates steadily increased. People became more open to the idea of families that didn't fit the traditional mold. Society was changing. People were starting to see beyond race. The fight for civil rights had opened hearts and minds, and love, as it often does, found a way. Section 6, still not easy. But let's be real, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. Even after Loving v. Virginia, interracial couples still faced prejudice and discrimination. Some families disowned their children. Strangers hurled insults and threats. Even today, in 2024, some people still disapprove of interracial relationships. They cling to outdated beliefs about race and love. They fail to see the beauty in diversity. But here's the thing. Their disapproval doesn't matter. Love is stronger than hate. And those who choose to see only color are missing out on the richness and beauty of human connection. Section 7. Families look different now. Today, America looks different. Interracial marriage is commonplace. Families come in all shapes, sizes and colors, and that's a beautiful thing. Kids are growing up seeing this diversity as normal. They don't see colour as a barrier to love. They're learning that what matters most is the love and respect between two people. This is the legacy of the civil rights movement and cases like Loving v. Virginia. It's a testament to the power of love to overcome prejudice and hate. Section 8. What people believe. Of course, not everyone agrees. Some people still hold on to old prejudices. They might not say it out loud, but they judge. But here's the thing. Their opinions don't matter as much anymore. Society has moved on. We're seeing the world through a different lens, one that celebrates diversity. The fight for equality isn't over, but we've come a long way. And that's something to celebrate. Section 9. Mixing it up on TV. Think about the shows you watch, the movies you see. Interracial couples are everywhere. It's not even a big deal anymore. That's progress, people. When we can see ourselves reflected in the media we consume, it normalizes diversity. It shows us that love knows no bounds. Representation matters. It shapes how we see the world and our place in it, and it gives us hope for a more inclusive future. Section 10. Kids today. Kids today are growing up in a different world. They see interracial couples everywhere. It's just normal life to them. They don't carry the same baggage as older generations. They're more accepting, more open-minded. They give me hope for the future. They're the ones who will inherit this world, and it's up to us to teach them the importance of love, acceptance, and equality. Section 11. Love is love. At the end of the day, love is love. It doesn't matter what colour your skin is. Who you love is your business. No one has the right to dictate that. We've come a long way in the fight for marriage equality, but the fight for true equality continues. We need to keep pushing for a world where everyone is free to love without fear or judgment, where all human beings deserving of love and respect. Let's celebrate our differences and embrace the beauty of diversity. Section 12. What's next? So, what's next? We keep fighting for equality. We challenge prejudice wherever we see it. We teach our children to love and respect everyone. We need to have those uncomfortable conversations about race and racism. We need to listen to each other, learn from each other, and grow together. The journey towards a more just and equitable society is ongoing. But together, we can create a world where love truly conquers all.